everyone, this is Amrit, and today is Saturday, 31st of May, 2025. Now, I'm only just starting. I've been a lifelong Man United fan, my entire family has, but I'm only just starting to do videos on Man United on the back of our worst ever season, at least since I've been alive. We have not only failed drastically, but actually, I think the morale of the team is down, the morale of the fans are down. We've got problems top to bottom, from our stadium to our ownership, new management, players, the lot. So I've taken a bit of time just to go through what we ended the season as. So the 2024-2025 season under Amorim. This was our team. We've got 3 players for each position, generally trying to play the 3-4-2-1. This is Amorim's preferred formation. 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1. Sometimes you could call it 5 at the back and 4-1. But I think moving forwards, this is what Amorim is trying to implement on Man United, which in itself is already pretty challenging, being a Man United fan for the best part of 3 decades now. We've always seemingly played 4 at the back most of the time, 95% of the time. So it'll be something pretty new for Man United fans to adapt to, and certainly for the team to adapt to. As we all know, Man United has Old Trafford, and Old Trafford's one of the biggest grounds and biggest pitches in the country. So pretty interesting to see how we're going to adapt without the win. All right, let's get into this. So Onana, Bayindir, Heaton. I don't think I've had a set of goalkeepers who have been any worse than these. Starting with Onana, I don't think he's a Man United player. He needs to be on his way out straight away. It's not like he's a young keeper either. We bought him with a lot of experience. Ten Hag brought him. He's played under him at Ajax, gone on to Inter, and he's failed. He's actually cost us at least 2 European campaigns. He cost us in his first season in the Champions League. We then went on to the Europa League, I believe, and he failed drastically there. And this season, I mean, his performances against Lyon, especially where he conceded those 2 goals, is abysmal. From 2-0 up, just on blink of an eye, we're back to 2-2. And in the final, it's cost us against Spurs. So absolute disaster of a keeper, needs to go. Bayindir, I've not seen enough of him. He's 27 of age, Turkish goalkeeper. I think there's hope. Not sure if he's quite as good with his feet, but hey, if he's given a good run in the team and he proves to be a good shot stopper, I think he's already better than Onana. And Heaton, 39 years old. He's almost as old as Amorim. Amorim is 40, and I don't think we should keep Tom Heaton. So I think that's another keeper. Maybe someone from the youth team there should take his place. So straight away, I think we need 2 keepers. Let's look at our defense. We've got numbers, and again, coming back to the final, we certainly didn't have De Ligt, we didn't have Martinez, and I think when fit, Euro, despite being a teenager still, 19 years of age, I think he starts for us. This would be my favourite lineup, but I can understand Maguire has played well recently. I think since he's joined Man United, probably his best performances have been under Amorim in a 3 at the back, which shouldn't be surprising. Maguire made his name in a 3 at the back formation, be it with England, I believe Wolves, and so even at Man United, he looks way more comfortable in a 3 at the back. So then we have our second line of defense. Lindelof, since he's come, is not really impressed, not been consistent. He's still 30 years of age. Is he a good backup defender? I think yes. He can do the job, but certainly not in the first three. Evans is too old. I think this is his last season for Man United, but thank you very much, Johnny Evans. It's been great having you back, even for us fans, and I'm sure you've shared your wealth of wisdom with the young players that we have. And I've tried to maintain the youth team as our third um, line there, and they're all pretty young. Heaven, he started against Hong Kong and he came on and he actually scored. Very, very promising talent from Arsenal, teenager. Same with Harry Amas and Fredrickson. So I think, the future is in fairly good hands as well. But this is an area where I think we've got good numbers. Maybe Johnny Evans, we will lose him, but I think we're probably going to keep the rest of that little squad there. We come to the technically four in midfield, or should we say two wingers and the two central midfielders. Got Mazraoui here again, good age, mid-20s, Dalot mid-20s. Point on Dalot, he didn't have his finest season in a United shirt, it must be said, but he was deployed a lot on the left. And I think Dalot, if he gets a good run in the team on the right, can really be a very, very good player for Man United. But Mazraoui has had as good a season as anyone in a red shirt. Started off brilliantly and tapered off a little bit towards the end, but I think the right is in fairly good nick there. Ahmad, I think that's a question mark, not on the player but on the position. Great player, one of our most exciting players, young player. He's been deployed often because either Mazraoui, Dalot has been pulled in on the left and there's been no one on the right. So he can play that right flank, but it'd be interesting to see how Amorim gets him in to that team. So now we look on the left side, we've got Shaw. We've essentially got, the hospital beds over here. Shaw and Malacia, we've not seen them all season. Shaw has come back towards the end. It's to be noted, Shaw is still not 30 years old. I was pretty surprised when I saw that. It seems like he's been in the squad for a long while now, and he just needs to stay fit. But if he stays fit, he's still one of the best left backs in the world. Malacia, we've not seen enough of him. I'm not sure if he is a Ruben Amorim player. Rest to be seen. I think the pre-season will tell us quite a bit on what are Amorim's plans, whether Malacia stays in the squad or not. Dorgu, he's only 20 years old, been brought in by Amorim, one of his first signings. Great young player. He's someone who will have an excellent future at Man United, no doubt. It's just it just remains to see whether he starts ahead of Shaw or will debutize after. But as you can see, that last line there again, average age is probably around 21, 22 with Gore and Collier. Great talents, both of them. Collier is a lot more of a strong runner, a bit like a Fletcher, a bit like a McTominay who's been putting up trees in Napoli. Gore is a lot more tenacious, so we've got him in right under Ugarte and Casemiro. I don't think Casemiro stays with us. Pretty heavy on on his wages. I can't see Amorim keeping him. 33 years of age, one of the oldest statesmen of the team. So is Eriksen. I think that last game against Aston Villa where Bruno passed the penalty over to Eriksen to score is a sign that probably Eriksen has kicked his last ball for Man United already. So I don't think Malacia stays personally, but to be seen. And otherwise, I think the rest of them are all pretty solid players. They just need to adapt to Ruben Amorim's position. We definitely need a gap. We definitely have a gap here to be filled by a midfielder. Who comes in? Not sure. But definitely need a midfielder here and 2 goalkeepers. The forward positions. And let me start on the left. That left side of Man United has been pretty non-existent, hasn't it? No Shaw, Malacia on injuries, Rashford on loan, Sancho on loan, and Garnacho has been touted to be out. So that entire left side of Manchester United needs to be changed there. Who do we get in? Great question. We've already had talks with Cunha. Looks to be a dead cert, so I'm just going to put his name in there. Cunha has got to be coming in on that left-sided number 10 position. But we also need another player, because if we lose 2 of them, if not all 3 of them, we'll definitely need another left-sided attacking player. We now come over to the right. Similar story, really. We've got a loanee here, and we've got an injury-ridden Mason Mount. Now, he's only just come back. I think if he comes back again, like Shaw, he needs to stay fit. Otherwise, he's of no use to us. An injured Mason Mount, as talented as he is, can't do anything from the hospital bed, so he has got to stay fit. And Bruno, very, very interesting what happens with our captain here. Bruno has been deployed as one of the 10s, but is he really a right-sided number 10? Bruno is one of those players who can play in pretty much any position. Hasn't quite nailed down that position under Amorim, because we need to know, is he more of an 8 over here? Is he more of a 10 playing over here? Which is it? What we do know is Bruno remains our best player, remains our captain. And should he go, right now as we speak, he's been touted to be speaking with Al Hilal. Who do we have as a potential captain? The rest of the team is pretty young. We'll have to look at the back line. Can De Ligt be a captain? He's not played enough for Man United. Martinez is probably my obvious choice, but again, hasn't played at all last season. Can't go back to Maguire. He's 32 anyway. I think that would be a kick in the teeth. And Mazraoui, 1 season under him. So we're actually down to bare bones. If we lose Bruno as captain, it's not just how do we replace his goals, his assists. Who takes over him as captain? I don't think we can afford to lose Bruno Fernandes. So pretty interesting. But at the same time, 100 million for Man United, 200 million for Bruno in wages in his contract. Those figures are going to test the limits. However, in my opinion, 100 million is easily spent. We have to think, if we do get 100 million for Bruno, what exactly are we going to use that 100 million on? And if it's not for a marquee signing, then absolutely there's no way, no chance we can afford to lose Bruno Fernandes. I've got hopes for Mount for next season. He's been with us a while now. I'm hoping, like Shaw, that he stays fit and can have a decent run of games, because I think he's a talented player. From the little that he has played under Amorim compared to Ten Hag, he's already impressed us a little bit. So I'm quite hopeful that he will come good for Man United. Now, this forward position, very much maligned, and I've got a lot of sympathy for all of our players. I think Xerxes is a talented young player. Not quite a 9, probably more of a 9.5, more of a 10, in fact, than a 9. But he's held the ball up well. His link plays pretty good. Dutch player. It reminds me with a bit of Dennis Bergkamp. Not quite as skillful yet, I don't think, but very, very skillful nonetheless. Xerxes, a cultured European player. I'm happy to have him in our squad. And I think we missed him a lot in the final. Højlund, everyone's gunning for him. 22 years old, came in as the next big thing, next big Scandinavian, but he's failed to live up to his name, and simply has not hit the levels that we expected of a Man United forward and of the price tag that he came in. So Højlund has to go. I think we have to replace him. He will definitely need to be replaced. Whether he stays on as our second or as a third choice remains to be seen. I'm very open for Højlund to stay at Man United, be a second striker, learn his trade, and just have somebody else shoulder the burden of scoring most of the goals. So who comes in for Højlund? We'll start talking about the transfer window. So this season is a first, at least in my knowledge, since I've been watching football. This is the first season that we've got two transfer windows. We've got one opening on tomorrow, Sunday. That would be 1st of June. And that will open till Tuesday, 10th of June at 7 p.m. So that will be transfer window 1. That's where we need to get Cunha in. That's where we should be getting quite a few of our players in. And then we break for the Club World Cup. And that was the reason why we've not had, traditional transfer windows. So then we have our the second transfer window, which I believe opens a week after. So Monday, 16th of June to Monday, 1st of September. This is obviously the bigger window where we expect to really bolster our squad. So who comes in? We spoke about Cunha, very needed, but we also have another spot to fill here. We've got one over here. We've got to replace Anthony, possibly. If we're keeping Bruno, then that's fine. But otherwise, we'll probably have, this will be our fourth, and this is to be remained whether Bruno goes or not. But we definitely have to bring in a forward. I think very, very important. And 2 goalkeepers make it 6 in total. So this should be a very big transfer windows for us, for Man United. But it's a bit concerning because we're now on the 31st of May. And other than Cunha, I'm not quite hearing a lot of noise on the other transfer targets. Liam Delap has already pretty much signed for Chelsea. He was one of our targets, so that's a snub. Not good. Who do we get? Do we get Gyökeres? Do we get Osimhen? Rest to be seen. So this is our state, guys, and I'm nervous. Like most Man United fans, we want to have an excellent season next year. We'll only be playing from Saturday to Saturday. None of this European football midweek break for us. But we need the squad to mount a serious challenge to get into the top 4, top 5. I think that would be the aim for Amorim. But in addition to what the club has been talking about with the new stadium, with the projects coming, if they want to be winning the league in the next 3 to 4 seasons, next season is pivotal, next season is crucial, and it all starts in this transfer window here. So this is my assessment of things so far. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I would love to do more videos on Man United moving forward, so please like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope to see you soon on my next video. Thank you very much.